Happy Tuesday, y'all. Welcome to BW Sports. Welcome to Quantum Inspirations. Today, we are talking about money. Money, 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 money. Remember that song? It's a crime. Well, money is not a crime. Money is an amazing tool. And good people deserve to have lots of money in their hands. Why? Because good people do good things with money. And the more money you have, the more massive change you can make in the world. Money is a huge topic. And I wanted to talk about this now because Christmas is coming up and because I fully acknowledge that sports can be really expensive. And it always goes back to sports. And we're talking kids in sports. My kids play hockey. They do horseback riding. James is about to start wrestling. Hockey and horseback riding are not inexpensive sports. And if I'm not careful about the way I handle my vibration around money, I can go into overwhelm because of the fees, right? Like put your hand up. I'm going to put the comments on. Put your hand up if you get stressed out about paying for sports because it can be really expensive, especially like around the holidays when we can really go into overwhelm about how are we going to pay for Christmas? How are we going to buy that what do you want, James? PS4 or whatever the kids are asking for that costs like an astronomical amount of money. Could really go into overwhelm about money. And so this is where I have spent most of my life, is in deep, deep fear and stress and worry and scarcity around money. This is how I was raised. You know, to no fault of my parents, they were just teaching me what they knew. They were passing on their vibration. And even if you're not having conversations with your kids about money, they feel your stress about it. We are energetic beings. They pick it up. We literally code our kids with our thoughts, feelings, and emotions without saying a damn thing to them. And so this is why we're intentional about our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. This is why we're intentional about shifting our vibration around specific things. And when we are able to put the work in and shift it, we are changing our past, present, and future. We are changing the genetic structure of our families. That is how powerful energy is. This is quantum physics. And so what I want to do today is I want to tell you how I was able to shift my vibration around money and give you some tools to help you shift it and understand why it can be shifted and why this big lie that the matrix tells us about scarcity is bullshit. That we live in a world of abundance, that we came here to experience abundance. And I want to first start by this. When you walk outside, or you can even look inside, but I'm going to use the example of walking outside. When you walk outside and look around, what do you see? A whole lot of everything. There's a whole lot of blue in the sky. Maybe there's a whole lot of clouds in the sky. There's a whole lot of sunlight. There's a whole lot of leaves on the trees, blades of grass on the ground, leaves on the ground because it's fall, cars, houses. There's a whole lot of everything everywhere because we live in a space of abundance. We are trained to believe in scarcity to keep us playing small. And so let me tell you what I mean by that, trained into scarcity. Hi, Dan. When we watch an advertisement or go to a store, that scarcity vibration, that lack mentality is being played on. So you watch an advertisement about something that some beautiful person is using and you feel this longing for it. And I don't feel that now, and maybe you don't feel that now, but most people do. And there's a lot of programming going on, right? There's a lot of subliminal messages being intentionally pushed into the mainstream media. And this is, we know this, right? This is no longer hidden. It's right in our faces saying, but you're too busy to give an F. So just keep on consuming, right? And a lot of us do. Okay. And so you go to a store and there's something on sale. It's 50% off. You didn't go to the store for that particular item, but you happen to get there and it happened to be on sale. And so how does that shift your vibration? You think, oh, it's 50% off. I've got to get it now because it's not going to be on sale the next time I come to get it. And so boom, your scarcity lack mentality is immediately played on. Boom. That neural bridge in your brain is further strengthened. And boom, you're back in scarcity and you're playing small. And so think about growing up. I saw my family work their ass off and we were always living from paycheck to paycheck. And so what happens, this is passed down to you. This is coded into your field, your energetic field. Like if we could see our energy, the energy around us, we would see this big, beautiful field of energy. And there's always interplay. There's always interplay in the world around us. People are always tapping in and tapping out of our energy. Okay. And so how do we change this? How do we shift this? The first thing is education. There is something about in your mind, understanding how quantum physics works for many people that makes it click. For me, I went straight into the woo-woo, but then my nurse brain was like, I really want the science behind this. Like, how is this real? How is this working? Because God is so magnificent that she, whatever, makes it known that there's a web here. Okay. So let me explain to you some of quantum physics. I'm sorry. I'm like squirrel talking in effing circles. Okay. So the quantum physics of it, we know that our brain emits, get out of here, emits an electric signal. Our brain is electric. Our heart is magnetic. Okay. And so what happens is when you put an intention into the quantum field of infinite possibilities, it's an electrical signal that's sent out from your field. And then when you tap into the feeling, which is in your heart, feeling is heart. Hold on. My cat's being an asshole. Okay. When you tap into your heart, what did I say? The heart is what? Magnetic. So you set the intention with your brain and send it out, and then you call it back. You call that into your life through your heart because the feeling, the heart is magnetic. You're literally drawing it back to you, but you've got to have both. The quantum field of infinite possibilities does not respond to thought alone. You have to have the feeling. So you can think about all of the wealth and abundance in the world and what you want, but if you are not intentionally tapping into the feeling of having it, then it cannot come to you. And so, what the F? It's like a cruel joke. No, it's not. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Gratitude for what you have right now. Because, and it even says in the Bible, I don't know, I'm Catholic, or I was Catholic. I don't claim any religion at this point. In the Bible, it says something to the effect of, don't quote me. Like I said, I've not been in the Bible a lot. I love the Bible, but I've not been in there a lot. That he who is grateful for what he has shall get more, he or she. Those who are not grateful for what they have will have even what they currently have taken away. This is quantum physics. If you are not grateful for what you have, more cannot be delivered because it's an energetic thing. And we are energetic beings. You can see this, right? You can see this hand and all of its, and look, I'm going to paint my nails for you. Look at the nails, big nails. You can see this, but most of this, over 90% of this is actually energy. That's why all this is an effing illusion. It's all an illusion. This is a projection of what is in our mind. And like, think about it. Think about when you have a shitty day. What's going on in your mind? You are creating your own shitty day. When you are happy and positive and things are going well in here, things are going well on the outside. But if you're the person who's been in a shitty mood for a week and then shifts it one day and expects the external world to immediately shift, that's not going to happen for you. You've got to sustain a vibration for a little while in order to shift the world around you. And so when you go into worry about money, it cannot come to you because you're going to keep recreating that feeling over and over again. The universe says, okay, she feels like this, and I'm going to keep delivering that, because it doesn't differentiate. Like, you have to differentiate on your own. Okay, so these are the tools. These are the tools. Gratitude is number one. You cannot be in lack and abundance at the same time. It's not possible. So you cannot be in scarcity and abundance at the same time. So if you go into a tailspin and have massive fear about how am I going to pay the next bill? How am I going to pay for hockey? How am I going to pay for horseback riding? Sit down and start writing a gratitude list. Because what did you pay for yesterday? Do you have a house to live in? Do you have a washer and dryer? Do you have a car? Do you have electricity? You shift it and you think about everything you have. But then not only that, you don't just think about what you have, you feel it. And so when I write my gratitude statements, I write, I am grateful I have electricity because I have heat and it keeps me warm. I can see to do the things I love. Something that evokes an emotion. Something, so okay, the thought, I am happy, I am grateful that I have electricity. Boom, that's your electrical intention going out into the universe. It makes me feel such and such. Boom, heart activation, magnet. You're drawing it into you. And it's like rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And if you're in a tough situation now, it's hard. That is the hardest thing to do, is maintain the vibration as thoughts and scarcity come up. But you can do it. You can do it. And the more that you do it, the easier it is to shift and pivot. Why? Because you're creating new neural connections in your brain. So think about it. If you have all of these neural pathways that are centered in scarcity inside of your brain, they've got a place to travel. Boom, boom, boom. It's easy to go into scarcity. It's easy to go into fear. But if you've got like one, which clearly we have like millions and millions, but for simplicity, if you have one neural pathway that's seated in gratitude, that's myelinated in gratitude, there's not a whole lot of space to travel in. But if you can keep doing that over and over again, if you can sustain that and be strong and be the amazing human being that you are, you create new ones, and then it gets easier. And you know what happens when you create new neural pathways that are opposite? So when you create new neural pathways of gratitude, you actively deconstruct the neural pathways of fear and scarcity. Isn't that amazing? Neuroplasticity. They try to teach us that it goes away as we age, but that's not true. Now, it is easier as a child to make these shifts because their brains are like, woo, super neuroplastic, but neuroplasticity never leaves. Your brain can be shifted and changed until the day you die. I don't care how old you are. 95, 99, doesn't matter. Okay, so what if, think about this. If money was a friend of yours, would they want to hang out with you based on the way you treat them? How do you feel around money? Do you feel scared when you get a bill in the mail? How do you feel when you pay money out? Do you kind of want to hoard it? Like, oh, what if there's not more coming? What if there's not more coming? What, do you trust money? I did not. And this is still something I'm working on because there was no trust around money growing up. And when I would ask my dad for money, it was like, I was terrified to ask him for money because he worked his ass off and we really just had what we needed. And, you know, I'm not blaming him. It would freak him out. And so I took that on. And so I have to be very, very intentional about my vibration about money so that I don't continue this path, so that because your field can only hold what feels safe. And so the goal is to expand your field and to shift your feelings around money. Okay. So what if you wrote a letter to money and apologized? What if you developed a wholesome friendship with money? Money wants to come to us. Money it is a vibration that it cannot express itself without us as a vehicle. Money gets to live through us. And so what if we stopped looking at money as a piece of paper or a digital transaction? And what if we looked at it as a friend to co-create with? What if we looked at money as a friend to experience beautiful things with, not just survive? And this was huge for me to shift from how am I going to get the next, several $1,000s to pay my monthly rent? When I shifted it from survival to expansion, things really changed. But they didn't change immediately because I had been so drenched in scarcity for my entire life. I had to let the universe catch up. So then what happens is you start seeing all these signs and synchronicities, like double digits. Do you ever see double digits? Like 222 on the clock or 99 on somebody's license plate. Do you know what this is? This is the universe saying, follow the breadcrumbs. Follow the breadcrumbs. When that cool bird comes and gets really close to you and hangs out for a long time, that's a synchronicity. When you run into someone that you haven't seen in a long time, anytime something magical happens for you, it's a synchronicity. It's the universe saying you're on the right track. Keep going. Follow the breadcrumbs. And so something else I actually did was I created in my mind a visual of money. And I don't call it money anymore because the word money carries a scarcity vibration for me because I grew up with the word money. I call it divine abundance. You can call it whatever you want. It's all individual. Divine abundance. And so I've done a couple of things. This is clear quartz. This is my divine abundance rock. I have simply energetically put my intention into this crystal to call in abundance. I have activated my purse. And again, it's just an intention. This purse is activated to carry massive amounts of divine abundance. Every time I pay for something, I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I visualize, this is what I visualize here. This is hold on. I've got alerts. Let me show you. I'm going to show you what I've got on my phone. This is my divine abundance symbol. And so when I buy something, I visualize that symbol going into the purchase. And not only that, I imagine it going into the person that's taking. Like I am wishing divine abundance on the person I'm purchasing from. Isn't that amazing? And then so what if you started thinking about money in terms of what can we do together? Okay, I'll give you an example. I want a new car. And so, but then we have these lack of worthiness feelings around money. Like, am I worthy to have a new car? Yes, I am. But the world tells me that I'm not. I am. Am I greedy because I want a new car? No, I am not. Is it okay to want nice things? Yes. Do I want to live in a mansion? Yes, I do. Do I feel guilty about it? My conscience says no, but I still have some subconscious programming that says that I do feel guilty about it. Otherwise, I'd be living in a mansion right now. So I'm still working on that, but it's coming. And so what if you thought about if you called in divine abundance, created a visual for it. For me, it's a little orb with a little violet flame on top. And I talk to it. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but this shit works. And I have, like, it's my friend. Thoughts are reality. Anything that you're thinking is a form of reality. Is it in the third dimension? No, it's a different dimension, but we are interdimensional beings, multidimensional beings. It is a reality. And so I think divine abundance. I would like a new car. Why do I want a new car? Not just for me, but because every place I roll, this is cool. Everywhere my wheels hit the ground, I am spreading divine abundance. I am coding divine abundance into the earth and into the people that I come in contact with. That is powerful. Energy is powerful. And so as good people, I'm a light worker. You probably are a light worker too. If you're watching this, you may not know it. But we light workers, we came to shift the entire planet. And part of that, a huge part of that, is coding money with light. The money is way more safe in our bank accounts than anyone else's. Why? Because we're changing it. We are literally changing the vibration of currency. You think about the disempowered patriarchy, right? You think about all of that and how we get to take all of that. And what a beautiful gift when we take money and we put it into something like a kid's sports, right? We're changing the vibration of the money when we do something like that. Shifting everything. It seems so little when you take money and you put it into a kid's sport like that, but it's so much bigger than we really understand until we understand it. And then when we understand it, it gets even bigger because acknowledgement is huge. This is why gratitude works. This is why acknowledging the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, spirit, this is why acknowledging the reception, the receipt of beautiful things into our lives brings more. It compounds the effect. Boom. The energy is bigger. Boom. And this is why I love talking about things like this and having these conversations is because we're here for sports, right? This is a fun atmosphere to hang out and learn about sports and dig the vibration. But wow, when we acknowledge the power of what we're doing, it just gets bigger and funner and more amazing. And so the first step I would encourage you is when you go into scarcity, when you go into fear around money, the first thing you do is sit down and write a list of gratitudes about what you have now. Because when you are grateful for what you have now, more is delivered to you. I guarantee you, if you start making a list of 10 gratitudes every single day and write it like this, I am grateful for such and such because, and include a feeling. How does it make you feel? I guarantee you your life will shift. 100% guarantee you. 100%. So I know the holidays can stress us out, but they don't stress me out anymore because things are always working out for me. And that's a great mantra. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. If you go into scarcity, start saying that shit over and over and over in your head. Things are always working out for me. Or if you go into scarcity and sports are your thing, go watch something within sports that's going to raise your vibration because it's going to shift you. All right. Quantum physics, baby. It's where it's at. Changing the world. Woo woo. Happy Tuesday. Have an awesome, awesome week. I'm going to go see my grandma. Love your grandparents. Tell them you love them. They are amazing. Thank you for joining me. I adore you. You're the best. BW Sports is the shit. Love you. Bye-bye.